Queen Bee 2, Chapter 1. Welcome back, thoroughbreds! The fated day is upon us. Scandalous Scarlet Blair Hughes and her illicit lover, Professor Dreamy, are due to appear for their disciplinary hearing at noon sharp. I've got my bubbly ready to enjoy the fallout. Some of you say it's just so cruel of me to expose their torrid love affair at the year-end gala of all times, right after Blair ousted wicked witch Poppy Mensinclair to become queen. To you, I say, boo Evan hoo! You're as thirsty for the drama as I am, admitted, and besides, a good queen never gets caught in her misdeeds. Lessons for the next time, Blair darling. And to you pea-brains who think their relationship is a sham, did you forget about these little candidates? Photo evidence never lies! So buckle up, plastics and playboys, himbos and nerds! We're in for some new big news today. Will Professor Kingsley lose his job? Will Blair last of her dignity? I, for one, cannot wait to see how this hearing plays out, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date on every juicy detail. Admit you love me. X. You're still salty about X's latest T-post as you sit in your disciplinary hearing, which, by the way, lacking in the drama department. Dean Steinhelm's droning on and on about teacher-student relationships being forbidden, and you're just stuck across the aisle from Ian, who's staring at the table in front of him. Gaze longingly at him. Not do that hello disciplinary hearing. You try to listen to Steinhelm, but you really do. But why does it all sound like... what, Charlie Brown? School rules, consequences, blah, 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 blah. Ahem, Blair, I open the floor to you. Oh, sweet, I finally get to say something? Yes, and I'd appreciate your honesty. Tell me, Blair, are you the rumors of you and Ian's illicit relationship true? Your Honor, I... admit it. We've been together. Props. Didn't expect you to tell the truth. Ian shoots to his feet practically before you've even finished speaking. Marguerite, it was all my fault. Please don't hold Blair accountable. I initiated everything. I'm an adult who can make my own decisions. Ian, I choose to be with you. And I don't regret it. I hope you don't either. Blair... He looks at you with so much longing, you almost run across the aisle to him. Almost, but then you remember Steinhelm. Ahem, please save the soap operas for the TV. While I appreciate your candor, Blair, it only confirms the issue at hand. Romance between faculty and students is explicitly against the rules, and there is photographic evidence to support the rumors. Belvoir cannot allow a scandal like this, true or not, to go without consequences. Basically, the illusion of choice. Please don't fire Professor Kingsley. No, Margaret, it's fine. As long as Blair shoulders none of the repercussions, I will forfeit my job at Belvoir. What? That's ridiculous. But also kind of romantic. Ian, your contributions to this institution have been immense, so I will give you one more chance. You won't be fired today. Yes! However, you and Blair must stay away from each other. This means no contact at all, and Blair will no longer be your TA. No! If you're caught together again, you will be fired. Ian and Blair will be expelled. Understood, Marjoram. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Dean Steinhelm. You won't see any further trouble from me. 5 minutes later. There's like 50-50 chance that's not true, but she doesn't need to know that. Dean Steinhelm leaves briskly, and you turn to low-key celebrate what wasn't actually that bad of a punishment with Ian, considering he's still employed and all. So this means you're still a professor. Excuse me, Blair. Ian just up and leaves, too. You thought you'd at least get a few words in before the social distancing kicked in. I guess that's how it is. Oh lord, what does the tea want this time? The verdict is in, thoroughbreds. Worry not, Professor Dreamy will still provide your daily dose of eye candy around the campus, but don't expect to see Blair trotting along at its heels any longer. Little Blair's kissing her TA ship with Belvoir's most eligible professor goodbye, because these lovebirds have been ordered to stay much more than 6 feet apart. No love here, X. You look around the empty courtroom, positive you're being watched, but nobody's around. Who the hell? Queen B, Book 2. Thankfully not behind, VIP. The next day, you're slumped on the couch, pouting down at the tea when Zoe drops down beside you. Blair, stop reading that crap. You're giving yourself serious frown lines all over your forehead. And it's not cute. God, I know, but I can't stop. The tea's become a total dumpster fire since X hacks Styles out of it. To prove your point, you shove your phone to Zoe's face, showing the tea's homepage, which is clogged with, well, shockingly, it isn't an honor. Blair's back-to-school look. What do you lovelies think Blair's going to wear her first day back? Cast your votes. 65 comments. She doesn't deserve him. I can't believe the audacity. We all know Blair seduced Professor Kingsley. Like, what else could it have been? And now she's going to ruin him. Is she going back to Farmsville? I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Blair's coming back to Belmore. Do you think she's elope with Ian and force him into a farm wedding? Blair, look out at Winfrey Dorms. Join us outside Winfrey Dorms. We're waiting to get our first look at her updates in thread. Under the desk. Blair and X Iron Smut. 2K words. This is my first fanfic. Please leave comments. No comments. There's actual fanfic about me and Ian and I on here. Like, there are people who are doing that. Yeah, welcome to the world. Rule 34. I swear so. When I found out who that mouth breather X is, who let all this happen, I might just have to commit my very first murder. Do you think they're someone off campus? A student? Am I going to have to make a list of people that I wronged last year? Maybe it's that, Benji? Enough about X for a second. Blair, listen. Zoe snaps her fingers in front of your face and points towards the window. You hear the mob outside your dorm circling like a school of sharks that's honed in on the scent of fresh blood. Give us Blair! Give us Blair! Give us Blair! What the hell? What do they even want with me? My guess is it's a 50-50 between wanting to see their new queen and wanting to see their new queen tumble from grace. I so didn't steal Bobby's crown off her bitter head for this. Look, we'll deal with them, whatever they want. I mean, now that you're queen, you don't really have a choice. But that mob will eat you alive if you go out there showing the smallest iota of weakness. Are you ready for them? Am I ready? Like I even have anything to be afraid of. X obviously has some vendetta against me to make me the target of all this crap, but I've dealt with scarier pigs back home on the farm. Belvoir better not have forgotten I'm the girl who drop-kicked Poppy off her throne, and if they did, I'll make them remember. Yes, there's the Blair Hughes I know and love. Lethal and not afraid to show it, even though I literally complained during all book 1 about it. Now, let's get our priorities straight. Yeah, there's a bloodthirsty mob, but girl, you can't greet it in last season. We need to make your re-emergence into society an occasion for the history books, or well, Vogue at least. You're talking a super banging look that only the hottest pics of me end up on the tee. You are so ready to take this school by storm, but almost. Hold my phone a second. She shoves her phone in your hands and whips out a garment bag with litter from literally nowhere, like David Blaine doing a residency at Saks. Don't know about you, but I read the poll on the tee, and half the people there want you to show up in a garbage bag. But you, my friend, fashionable Blair, are going to wear no such thing under my watch. I'm gonna start out there looking so sexy and put together everyone in their mob will suddenly wish they were me. You see this going on right here? That's you and me on the same wavelength. Come on, put these on. Wear the hottest look! Guilty of never stepping off my throne. Ooh la la. You've outdone yourself. Hang on a second. You haven't even put on a coat yet. It always pulls the whole look together. really? Ah, yes. It'll double your points. Oh god, help me. It's official. Clothes fix everything. Yes, and while you're slaying that debut, I'll be screenshotting all the thirst posts on the T to celebrate with later. All you have to do now is remember the golden rule. Queens show no fear. Your phone buzzes, and when you check it, your posse's pulled through to wish you luck on your first day of class. All squad goals. Taylor, good luck today, Blair. I'm sure things will be fine. Call me if you need anything. You got this. Just drink lots of coffee, and you'll be too wired to even notice the haters. That's false. Thomas, remember to keep a level head. These attacks against you mean nothing. If you stay strong, you have nothing to fear. X will pay. Veronica, thumbs up. Chloe, yeah, and like, it's not your fault, Kingsley, it's so hot, and that X is just super jealous or something. Anyway, whatever. I don't think you'll go to jail, cause it'd be boring if you did. Hey Blair, my thoughts are with you. And, this is also whack. Like, LMK, if there's, anything I can do, I believe in you! That's precious. You see, X can be so salty as they want, but $100 tells me they don't have a loyal crew, and you've got nothing to be scared of, because I've got your back. X didn't realize they were messing with two of the baddest bitches on the campus. And you're the best ride or die girl could ask for. Yep. She rode or died away from you last chapter, or book. Pugsley scampers out of the room and runs circles around you. And you got this little prince on your side too, all grown up and cuter, fiercer than ever. X better be shaken. What do you say, Pugsley? Will you, willing to pee on my enemies for me? He is so precious, and I'll post a picture of tea when he does. Now, I know things are hectic for you right now, but you can't let this X drama stop you from having the social life a queen deserves. Let me know if you want to sneak any dreamy professors into the dorms under X's nose. I'm not the best wing woman for nothing. In this book, you'll get to confirm your feelings for love interest. Here's your chance to confirm your feelings for Zoe. This won't limit your romantic options in the book, but it will let Zoe know if you're more serious about her. As you can tell, I'm still a little salty about last book. I just want to deal with X for right now. The last thing on my mind, as I'm being publicly slandered, is who I want to make out with. Boo. You can't let X ruin all your fun. The mob lets out a unanimous roar! That sounds vaguely like your name, and vaguely just like someone dying. You sigh. Guess it's time to face my reckoning. Remember, back straight, head high. Show them what a queen's made of. Zoe links her arm through yours and leads you into the hall into the dorm entrance, where the sound of a mob grows worryingly louder. You peek out of the dorm building and see, well, you're not sure what's going on. There are a whole bunch of top 15ers on the steps, wailing like the world is ending. No, 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 bro! This can't be happening, bro! Mommy, I'm scared. I want to go home. As Trixie clutches her phone to her chest and starts sobbing, you glance at Zoe. You think she's just forgot to do the summer reading? When was the last time any of the professors actually assigned summer reading? Behold, the pariah appears! A total nobody notices you and points, and that's when the rest of the top 15 sees you as well. Oh my god, Blair! Chloe sprints down the path toward you. Sprints! In Kaovilla stiletto sandals. Like, what the hell is going on? If there's a murder on campus, just tell me so I can run. What? No! This is so much worse! The new sorority recruits tried to do the, feta mac and cheese TikTok hack and burn Zeta house to the ground. Please say yes. Like anyone in Zeta knows how to even use an oven. Have you two seriously not checked your school email? So you're really not here to worship me, huh? You're all just desperate and freaking out about something. You fully admit that you've been too busy obsessing over the tea, but now you just open your inbox and see a campus-wide email from the dean. Gulp. I'm informing you that later today, the student ranking system will be permanently removed from the campus gossip blog. The tea, the annual person to watch award tradition, has been also discontinued. Both fostered an unhealthy social atmosphere that Belvoir will no longer stand for. In that vein, once administrators are able to dismantle the festering cesspit known as the tea, it will, too, be scoured from the internet. Yeah, that's not how the internet works there, Dean. Wishing you all a productive year of academic success and good behavior, yours sincerely, Dean Margaret Steinholm. Festering cesspit. As if the tea isn't the entire lifeblood of this school. Yeah, not a proper education. Just the tea. My ranking list getting removed? Then what was all my hard work last year for? You removed someone of influence from... What? Just, How will I know what's happening in my queendom? A ruler has to be updated with the latest gossip. I eat, drink, and breathe the tea. Oh my god, are we gonna have to go back to, like, Stone Age, where they read newspapers? She starts hyperventilating. Okay, Trix, we're on the same page, but like, deep breath, sweetheart. I know the rankings are just a biased popularity contest set up to keep the top in power, but I'm gonna feel so naked without my number. And trying to delete the entire team. This is an assault on the structure of our, lives, bros. Someone has to do something. Everyone turns to you. About time you get the respect you're due. Blair, you're our queen. We've been waiting for you. Please tell us what to do. Go play in traffic. It's true. Steinhelm's not the only one you gotta deal with, Blair. What about Axe? You gotta have a plan to deal with him, right? My plan? You'll never know. Sorry, Michael, but I'm not broadcasting that for Axe to hear. You're gonna have to try a little harder to get my secrets out of me. Secrets? Some salty nerd. Not that much harder, though, right? X will figure them out for us anyway. Rude. Guys, X just posted again. Fear not, thoroughbreds, the tea is here to stay, and I'll make sure of it, because I have something very special planned for this year. Sorry, Steiny, but we're playing my rules. First, as I'm sure you've noticed, I've opened up the tea. That's right. Posts are no longer filtered. We're a free voice for the people now, and you all deserve to be heard. I speak directly to you now, Blair. You represent everything I loathe about Belvoir's elitist culture, where us bottom feeders get trampled to dirt under your designer stilettos. Consider those overpriced heels snapped, because I've just taken away your edge. Read my metaphorical lips, babe. One-sided popularity contests are over. This year, it's you versus me, and every thoroughbred gets to vote on who will be their queen. We'll see who campus actually once was their sovereign. So, if you want to stand a chance, you better not let your rep tank. I made a little something special to keep score. Take a look and tell me what you think. Oh, and do me a favor, polish your throne for me. I expect it nice and shiny when I take my rightful seat. X. Except we don't know who the X is, so how can they be queen? So basically, it's a number board. You gape down at X's new two-person ranking screen. At the top 15, around you gasp. The old rankings list is gone. And X is challenging Blair for the throne? Looks like X has set up a voting system. We get unlimited votes and can cast them for either Blair or X until the end of the school year. Obviously I'm voting for Blair. Look at her, she's like hot. Yeah, I mean, Blair's wearing the Batista Valley tweed coat, and like X is just wearing an eyeless gray ski mask? How creepy. That's, you know, that icon is not like a real You know what, never mind. Blair worked hard to win that crown last year. I gotta give props where props are due. We're counting on you, Blair. You have to win this for the entire top 15! honestly, or honest hour, inside you, you're shaking. Like, hello, you wanted to wear your new crown in peace, but you lace up your big girl pumps and face your first challenge with the queenly aura Poppy never had. Don't worry, my darling angels. I'm gonna crush X to a pulp. Then I'll put them in my morning orange juice, chug it down, and piss them back out again. X is done for. That is so grotesque. You leveled up! Ding ding! Yeah, because I'm sure X, a hacker, doesn't have this rigged. We're like, saved! And Blair. As the former top 15 crowd around you, chanting your name as a true cult-like fashion, Zoe takes you by the arm. Alright, you guys keep cheering. You're doing great. I'm gonna borrow Blair for a quick second, okay? And without waiting for a response, she drags you out of there. She brings you to a job fair. It's tucked away in the back of the school where everyone's a lot more obsessed about the booze and what's happening on the tea. That's because it's called life. It happens. Thanks for the save. First the mob, then the X's whole tea coop, and I feel like I'm barely keeping my head above water right now. Girl, you kept your cool like a pro, but I know you well enough to see you're starting to freak. Just stop thinking about the X for a second. Literally, why should I do that? Because I hate to be the one who brings you down to reality, but there's one more thing you have to think about this year. Don't get me wrong, this X challenge is a big deal, and you have to stand your ground, but things are a little different than when you face Poppy. Yeah, X is like literally no face. Besides that, you're a senior this year, Blair. When this year's over, you'll have to have plans for what's next. It's time to start thinking about your future. Oh my god, the future exists! I forgot it existed! How am I supposed to think about the rest of my life when I have all this going on? You motion radically at the new ranking screen on your phone. A total power move, Zoe confiscates it. Oh, you sweet, naive little thing. I'm here for you. Well, the job fair's here for you, but same difference. Wait, what about you? Don't tell me you already have your future all figured out. I mean, pretty much. I have a music internship lined up. I've been working on tracks all summer. It's, you we have to worry about. But like, the low-key kind of worrying that doesn't give you wrinkles. With that, she gives you a shove towards the nearest cluster of booze advertising jobs in various niche markets that cater towards the outlandish whimsies of the rich. Go see if anything jumps out at you, and I'll be over here shopping Chanel's fall-winter collection. You pout at Zoe, and she's already glued to her phone. You turn and find yourself face-to-face with a woman holding an enormous, bedazzled bug? Hey there, want to hear about the perks of etymology career? You can hold your My Beetle, Minerva. There are 5-carat diamonds on her. Actually, I have to go over here. You swerve away from the bug, freak. Nice insult. Ended up accosted by a woman in an A+ school secretary cosplay. Only she has a manic glint in her eyes and carries 2 bottles of vaguely noxious-looking milk. Listen up. I'm thinking of the word Bella, and it ends in Delphine. Oh god, no. Okay, I'm thinking something else. Did you know that the entire alternative milk industry is a form of plant cruelty? At Merciful Milks, we're recruiting conscious individuals. Oh, I'll think it over. Thanks. Bye. You try to make your escape and run face to first into a pamphlet held by none other than Dr. Jekyll himself. Good morning. Did you know that the next craze in human embalming is human taxidermy? This pamphlet is all you need to know. Oh, Zoe, make it stop. Rich people are insane. No, they aren't. You run back to Zoe, who looks up from her online shopping cart. Can we leave? The future's giving me some really weird signals, and I don't like any of them. What? But how will you make the 30 under 30 list if you aren't planning for it? I don't think she's gonna make 30 anything if she's working in taxidermy. Come on. can I be your sexy arm candy? You'll be famous enough for both of us. I don't mind being the trophy girlfriend. Oh, then I better drop the album of the year already because I want to start parading you around ASAP. Just then you feel a prickle at the back of your neck, like the sixth sense of something. You spin around, scanning the pathway behind you. Hey Zoe, do you see anybody staring at me? Hey Blair, you're the only, thing on the T. People stay staring. Hey, you're Blair Hughes, aren't you? A bubbly redhead you've legitimately never seen, which is impressive considering Belfort is tiny, pops up in front of you. Suspicious, this one. Who's asking? Oh, my bad. That was so rude of me. My name's Celine Montmarty. I read all about you when I was looking at transferring to Belvoir. She's pretty. God damn it, weakness. When you say read all about me, you mean the good stuff, right? Oh yeah, I think it's so great that you paved the way for fresh faces to fit in here at Belvoir. But I've been keeping up with the X stuff too, and I think it's so not cool how they're trying to ruin your, entire life. That's the first thing she was introduced to, is the T when moving her? Oh no. Thank you. Celine, was it? It's so nice that you understand, what I'm going through. Would you mind showing your support with a vote for me? Yeah, but if the vote thing is so small and the school is so small, we have 100,000 votes to get to, how exactly is that going to work? Oh, right, the whole unlimited voting thing. Oh, for sure. Things are so intense here at Belvoir. My old school in Les Ambles never had things like campus queens. She takes out her phone and taps the vote icon next to your name with a bubbly laugh. This is so exciting. I hope you win, Blair, for all of us small-town girls. Just then, you all hear an all-too-familiar voice behind you, a voice you last heard having the hissy fit of a century. You know, back when things were going your way. Satan herself. Hello, Poppy. Isn't this adorable? Farmsville's adopted another small-town flea into our posse of pathetic pets. Oh, big sigh. Here we go again. Oh, Poppy, I was wondering when you'd show your turn around to meet the poor, free, impeccably beat face of Poppy Mint Sinclair. But instead, you see... Nice look. Who died? Your dignity? I mean... Not gonna lie, I actually kind of like the look. It's very pretty. It's black and... Damn it, focus, man! Who died, your dignity? Or did, some sort of, repentance outfit Mommy and Daddy are making you wear for humiliating them at the year-end gala? Chortle all you want, skank. My look is symbolic, something I'm not all surprised you've failed to grasp the significance of. Am I mourning my lost reputation? Yes. Do I fully intend to rise from the ashes of my defeat as a harbinger of doom for all those I abhor? As though in answer to her own question, she swivels her gaze to the new girl and starts circling around Celine like a vulture who's spotted a carcass on the ground. Dress from, Target? Is she your Project Blair? You're gonna win over the campus scum by taking one of them under your own wing? What did I do to you? Swear to God, I'm gonna punch Poppy in the face. You have the gall to step foot on my campus, you walking, talking, billabong ad. Now run along, I can't be caught conversing with two rural charity cases at once. Here's your chance to show some kind of queen, or what kind of queen you intend to be. Will you stand up to the underdog, or are you here to be vicious? Selena's more than welcome. More than you. You see, under my reign, Belvoir is a place for people who actually get this, pleasant to be around. Like Celine here. Oh, wow, thank you, Blair. Oh, it's cute. Said I call up PBS Kids and pitch your nauseating little "we're all friends here" farce as their next show. Yes, actually, you could have a Mrs. Rogers. It'd be a really cool idea. Ignore her, Celine. Anyway, are you interested in any extracurriculars, maybe clubs? I could put in a good word for you anywhere. You'd really do that for me? I was kind of curious about Belvoir's Greek life. what a great idea. In fact, I know one of the sorority in particular that could use some new friendly members. You wouldn't dare. That's my territory. Why don't you, we head over to Zeta House, Celine, and I can introduce you to some friends of mine. I'm gonna rip your eyes out, you nasty little... Poppy lets out an inhuman shriek and launches herself at you. Ah, stop! Celine, like an actual superhero, jumps in and grabs Poppy around the middle. Poppy swipes at your face and misses by centimeters. Whoa, dudes. I found Blair and she's fighting with some goth chick. Oh! There's nothing wrong with goth chicks, but yeah, that's actually pretty good. The top 15 come running up as Poppy yanks herself free of Celine and straightens out her veil. Damn, Poppy. Lay off of Blair and the new girl. Yeah, take your fedora complex and leave, Poppy. We're so over you. Fedora complex, that's a new one. You will never be over me. None of you will ever be over me. I made you who you are, and yet you worship this swine? I don't see any swine, but I do see a Malibu Barbie's gone Black Veil Bride. Poppy looks this way, and as the students from the job fair wander over, clearly eager to get in on the action, all of them at your back. Uh-oh, Poppy, looks like you're outnumbered. Again. Sass back against Poppy with all of her old friends and enemies, supporting you this year for a huge boost in the votes. It's sad because I like her outfit, but sure, we'll dish it out on her. I would have thought you'd have learned your lesson by now, but since you won't roll over and lie in the bed you made. Ding ding ding, fight, round 2. Game on. Oh, time for another Platinum Blair Hughes smackdown. Platinum, please, I invented the verbal bitch slap. Maybe, but you got nothing on me when it comes to the physical bitch slap. Or did you forget how I handed you your whole ass last year, or during our little tumble after the Person to Watch award ceremony? I'm actually surprised to see you, Poppy. I thought you would have transferred out rather than show your face around here again. You realize we're no good, or better than Poppy at this point, let's be real. Poppy's eyes flash as her... Strike that, your posse laughs around you. You're lucky I decided to take some time away from the spotlight and give your weak little flicker of star power a mint to shine, Blair. But don't worry, I'm back now and ready to snuff it out. I've got a whole new outlook on life. You look her up and down, scanning her depressing new look, and smirk. It's certainly a look. Brava. I'm, for having the courage to show up here, looking like the Winchester ghost. God damn it. Though I've got to tell you, it's nice to see a little originality. Here I was thinking you'd show up at Belvoir the same plastic person wrapped in pink blood last year. But you know what, the goth's look actually suits you. The black really brings out the darkness of your heart. Hey, don't loop her in here with us. We don't want her. This is true. Poppy's glare flashes over to the catcaller, whose mouth snaps shut instantly. It looks like Poppy still has some bite at Belvoir. A deposed monarch must look her best in mourning, if only because said grace period doubles as anticipation for the execution to follow. She makes her voice go deadly low, like, what? She thinks you're gonna shiver or something? Consider me the sword hanging over the head of what's about to be the shortest term as queen the school has ever seen. Yeah, well, consider me the scissors that have already been snipping the incredibly flimsy thread that held your so-called friendships together. Like first grader, like, scissors, I guess. Poppy's nostrils flare, she inhales sharply, her eyes glancing at her former friends who now form a wall around you. Sucks to be her. I have plenty of friends. Thank you very much. In fact, I've upgraded since I dropped this load of losers. You called me last weekend to get Fryo, and you said you were free any day of the week because you're a social leopard. Chloe, shut your... And then I told you that leopard print was out and hippopotamus leather was in the season, and you hung up on me. Jesus Christ. That's obviously a lie. I wouldn't be caught dead with someone as unbearably witless as you. Okay, but you also called me last weekend offering an all-expenses-paid first-class trip to Santorini. Trying to buy your friends back, Bobby. That's sad even for you. It almost makes me feel bad for you. Maybe we should call this whole feud off. What do you say, guys? Do we forgive the lying, backstabbing, blackmailing, reputation murdering, and give Poppy another chance? Silence. Absolute crickets from the crowd on that one, folks. You pull on a mocking pout and shrug. I guess that's a no, then. Big bummer. Everyone has a price, Blair. I know you're new to this, but that's something you'll learn eventually. Though it seems like you've got a different tact. Tell me, how many of your friends did you sleep with to get them to join your little crusade? Or don't tell me. It's only your dear Professor Kingsley that you'd spread your legs for. He's really something special, isn't he? Oh, that's cutting alright. Cutting deep. The crowd erupts into whispers around you. You tense, trying not to imagine what they might be saying. It's totally understandable that people would make something out of nothing like that. I get a couple totally innocent photos of two people who happen to bump into each other, and the rumors really start flying. But I'd get why you'd be so interested. You haven't had the best of luck when it comes to romance, have you? Here Carter is on my side, the most recent sham of a boyfriend. Well, last I saw on page 6, he had his tongue down Tinsley Ackerby's throat. You... Guys, this is like way too far. Can everybody just chill out for a second? I agree with her. Poppy whirls towards the new girl, clearly desperate to sink her talents in to anything, even if it's obviously the weakest prey around. God, it's just like Blair Hughes to have the latest addition to her collection of misfit toys. Fight her battles for her. What backwards barbecue did you pick this one up from? Listen, barbecues are fine. They're delicious, actually. Oh, I'm from California, actually. Oh, good. Why don't you go back there so I don't have to spend another second listening to the putrid swill that pours out of your mouth? Celine's mouth falls open, straight up shocked, but then you can barely believe your eyes. She balls her hands into fists and a self-righteous flush creeps over her pasty, freckled face, and at least I don't feel the need to mask my insecurities with a slew of hateful SAT words I don't actually understand. You never piss off a redhead, I'm just saying. Oh damn, the crowd bursts into laughter as Celine claps her hand over her own mouth, only mortified by her outburst. Poppy totally got owned by a new girl, my new hero. This is the first day of school. I officially hate on Poppy Day from now on. Do we start calling the new girl New Blair? Poppy looms over Celine, who shrinks away, and you can't blame the girl. Poppy's malignant aura is radiating so strongly you can practically feel the heat of it. I'm promising you right now, I'm second. The second I'm back on top, you're the first one to go. I'm gonna bury you. Poppy. We get it, you're full of empty threats. You're so full of hot air, it's embarrassing, like last year when you swore that you'd bury me. And we all know how that worked out. So stop making promises you can't keep and accept the fact that you're never ever getting back on top. Unless it's of a D. I mean, what? You step closer to her, smiling serenely, and with all top 15 and what feels like half of the school behind you, you feel like a giant towering over an ant. There's always been one big difference between me and you, Poppy. People like me, they only feared you. Feared past tense. You start to pick out individual voices from your rabid audience as they start to buzz behind you. Poppy's just awful, as she was last year. She didn't learn anything. Like, why can't she just leave Blair alone? Poppy glances around her, eyes widening, as she starts to realize just how much of the tables have turned. Maybe you should get out of here, Poppy. Yeah, you're not wanted. When are you going to get that? Be gone, witch. You have no power here. Poppy stumbles back, her furious glare lightning on you. You just smirk without saying a word, like the boss biatch you are. This isn't over, Blair. Yes, it is. I should blow her a kiss. You blow her a kiss with a wink. And good riddance to you. The crowd erupts into cheers as Poppy turns on her heel and flees, making sure to elbow Celine out of her way. Hopefully she trips and falls. As if Poppy even had a chance of being queen again. The present and future is Blair. Duh. Hey Blair, let me walk you to class. You don't want to be late your first day. We'll come with you. Consider us Royal Guard. Yeah, I'm like never gotten to be part of the cool entourage before, and I'm so not missing this chance. Basking in the glory of the once triumphing over the evil witch and flocked by an adoring army of supporters, you make your way to class like the queen bee you are. Later that night, you roll up to Professor Kingsley's office, even though you were told to stay away from one another, to pack up your things from last year, because there's no way he's still on campus late, right? Blair. Wrong. You jump at his voice, comes from across the room. He's at his computer, no doubt grading papers like the compulsive overworker he is. Ian, hi. Not to break our no rule or contact rule, but I was going to collect my stuff. Maybe I'll come back another... It's fine, please come in. Well, he doesn't exactly look your way when he says it, but at least it's an invitation, right? You step inside, sensing the tension radiating off of him. You walk up to the other side of the desk and notice his eyes aren't moving as he stares at the screen. Ian. His gaze flickers to you, full of affection, want, and worry. He looks away quickly, letting out a nearly imperceptible sigh. Blair your things. He bites his lip, keeping his gaze firmly on the computer, but you can feel all of his awareness focused on you. The energy in the office is fraught. You know you have to break the silence and say something. Here's your chance to confirm your feelings for him. For the record, I still want to be with you. Sucks in a shaky breath, and you watch as his throat bobs as he swallows. Blair. Is that not what you want? Like lightning, his eyes strike yours. The intensity steals your breath away. I want you more than anything, but your job. I know. No, Blair, but you. How can I act on my feelings for you if I run the risk of hurting you in the process? But the thought of not being with you hurts even more. He rubs a hand on his face, knocking his glasses adorably askew. Every moment without you is the worst punishment I can imagine. I can't bear to think of what the rest of this year will be like. Then we can make it work. We'll learn from last year and be more careful. I want to try. He looks deep in your eyes and straightens his glasses and returns to his work. It amazes me that you think I'm worth the risk. He murmurs it under his breath, like he doesn't intend for you to hear it, and ouch! There's a knife straight to the heart. You need to lighten up the mood and fast. Pulling out a smile, you reach for a bright pink pen in his pen holder. I'll be taking my pen back now, Professor. But he reaches for the pen as well. Your fingers brush ever so slightly. Electricity zips through you, and you both gasp. Oh. You pull or close your fingers around his, and it's amazing how a simple touch can warm you all the way through. Blair, you know we shouldn't. But even though his mouth says no, he turns his hand around the grasp so you can curl his fingers around yours. Maybe others say we shouldn't, Ian, but then why does it feel so right? You loosen your hold, tracing your fingers along his breath catches, and he bites his lip in a way that makes you want to catch it between your teeth instead. You're a test on my morals, Blair, and you know how dangerous this is. Maybe I'm addicted to the danger. You slide your fingers across his wrist, feeling his pulse hammering. And I think you might be too. With a quick motion, you grab the pen and pull it out of his fingers. Judging by the way his hand twitches, nearly reaching for you, you've left him wanting more. But you've showed your hand. Time to see if he will show his. You're right, though. I shouldn't get sidetracked. I still have so much I need to hurry up and collect. You see little knickknacks of yours everywhere. Signs of all the time you spent here last year. And not to get sappy, but the thought of taking them away. It hurts a little. He clears his throat, and you look back to find him watching you intently, weighing his words before he says them. It's late. And, the other professors have gone home. You need rush as, glances at his office door, still cracked open with a soft laugh. You lean your elbows on his desk, drawing his gaze back towards you. As long as I close the door to give us a little more privacy. His gaze doesn't stray from yours, and it's clear as day on his face. No matter how forbidden it is, he wants you to stay. Your words, not mine. And then he looks back at his computer, letting the offer hang. You bite back up a grin. Close the door so you can take your time gathering your things while pushing the boundaries you and Ian both share. To close the door and be with Ian, yes. Close the door and then return to Ian, who's staring at his computer with glazed look in his eyes, definitely not focusing on what's on the screen. So, what are you working on so late at night anyway? You step up behind him, leaning over the back of his chair. He shivers as your breath brushes against his neck. Just updates to my syllabus. I realized I'd forgotten. He hesitates, and you lean a little closer, taking a deep breath of his signature orange and cedarwood cologne, warmed by his body heat. Forgotten what? Forgotten to remove you as my TA. You click your tongue, making sure his breath skims along the shell of his ear as you reply. Oh, Ian, don't tell me you're already making mistakes without me around to check your paperwork. I suppose it goes to show that I was in very capable hands, Aranya. He glances at you for a second, and you're nearly bowled over by the desire in his gaze, but he's still keeping it restrained, seeing how far you're willing to break the rules before he dives in after you. Massage his shoulders. Speaking of capable hands, you lay your hands on his shoulders and give a firm squeeze, feeling his muscles tense at first, but instantly relaxing to your touch. You're so tense. What are you gonna do without me around to work out these kinks? Literally and figuratively. He turns to putting your hands, slumping against his chair as you knead at the knots in his shoulders and upper back. Blair. His voice is a delicious groan, and you draw another one out of him, rubbing your thumbs into the back of his neck. Oh, that feels divine. If only you could get him to return the favor. You switch tactics, playfully running your hands up and down his arms. He stifles a soft chuckle. Blair, I believe you're getting distracted from your task. Oh, and by task, you mean cleaning your veritable amount of knickknacks out of my office. Oh, that task, though it didn't seem like you minded. You dig your thumbs into his shoulders, that fine line between pain and pleasure you know he loves, and he gasps. He fights to keep his voice steady when he answers. No, I can't say that I do. Abruptly, you let him go and walk up to his desk, opening one of the drawers. I thought I left my old Anthro notebook here. I'll be taking this in. He blinks a few times, thrown by your sudden change of tone and tune. You pretend not to notice, looking around the room again. I'll let you borrow a book on high fashion intrigue from Cowboy Chic, didn't I? I probably should take that off your hands, too. You sashie over the bookcase, putting a little extra swing in your hips so he knows exactly where to look. Blair. Oh, he sounds grumpy. You glance back when you get there and find him watching you, hungry in frustration and in every line of his face. What's with the look? Once a tease, always a tease, Blair Hughes. If you want me, come and get me, Ian Kingsley. You turn to the bookshelf, arching your back as you reach up to trail your fingers over the book spines. Where did I put that book? It clears his throat. Next row, down to your right. But that one's Archaeology, Mastery of the Indus Valley Civilization. I think I need some more guidance. His chair creaks, and you smile to yourself as his footsteps come near. I said right, not left. But that book's called Philosophies of Ancient Suddenly, he's right behind you, chest against your back, as he braces his hands against the bookshelf on either side of you. I think you're being deliberately difficult, Blair. He takes your hand and guides it to the right book, then leans down to murmur in your ear. There, though I'm sure you could have found it yourself. His voice is deep, his grip on your hand is firm, his heat is all around you, making it hard to think. Press back. You take a step back so that you can feel every line of his body against you. You both shudder in a breath at the same time. Ian, Blair. You roll your hips back and he gasps, grabbing you around the waist and pressing against you. You moan as you end up pinned between the bookcase and the hard planes of his body. This is what you were hoping for, isn't it? Yes. You take his hand and to try and bring his touch to your breast, but he keeps his palm firmly on your stomach. You let out a growl of frustration. Please. He lets out a strangled moan, pressing his hips against you, showing you how much he wants you. But then he sucks in a short breath and goes still. This is a mistake. What are you... He makes an abrupt shushing sound and points towards the door. You suddenly hear a vacuum cleaner down the hall. The night janitor, they'll pass by, just don't make a sound. You can feel every muscle in his body tense as the noise approaches, the perfect moment to test his patience, his self-restraint. You grind back against him. He sucks in a breath, arm tightening around your waist, hard enough to make you bite back a yelp as he hisses in astonishment in your ear. Blair. He holds you still, his heart hammering against your back, and he stays like that until the sound of the vacuum is far in the distance. Excuse me. He pulls back slightly, with palpable reluctance, taking his warmth with him. You turn around and look at him questioningly. What are you doing? The question, Blair, what is it you're doing? I mean, hoping you're about to completely ravage me is completely first, or definitely first on my list right now. He lowers his gaze, and you feel his breath against your lips. You yearn to close the distance, and all you have to do is lean forward a few centimeters. But he drops his head onto your shoulder, sighing harshly. Blair, how can I do that with all the risks involved? Was that not a reality check for you right now? Anyone could catch us. And how can I do this? Then I'll lose you all over again as soon as you walk out that door? His breath is hot against your neck, and you run your fingers through his hair. He starts to relax against you, before forcibly stopping himself. What do you mean? We can't be together. We've been told to stay away from each other. The consequences for being caught otherwise, they're too severe. Yeah, but what happened to living in the moment? Forget about the what-ifs, about the future. Dean Steinhelm and everyone else on the campus. What matters is you and me, right? You turn your face slyly, trying to get a look at his expression, but he keeps it tucked against your neck. I feel like you're looking at this too far simplistically. I feel like you're making things more difficult than they have to be. Like you always do. Really? Says you? You and I are here right now, and no one else is. Forget about what could happen and focus on what is. You're cut off by the feeling of Ian's teeth scraping against your neck, and you suck in a breath, shock and arousal coursing through you. Oh. Was that a warning bite? You tighten your grip on his hair, arching closer to him. Do that again. But he disengages from your hold, reaching above you to slide your book off the shelf, and hands it to you. Here you go. Let me know if you need any more help collecting your things. He turns, but you grab his hand. Wait, can't we at least... Pardon me, Blair. I have to get back to work. No, Eden. Or Ian, pardon me. You're the one who invited me in here. Don't start playing last year's caught and cold game with me. Before you can finish your sentence, he pushes you roughly back against the bookcase. Your breath catches as his face stops centimeters from yours. You're silenced by his finger against your lips. You forget everything in your head as your eyes sear into yours. I'll make no pretenses about not wanting you, Blair. I desire all of you. You shiver as he brushes his thumb against your lower lip, his gaze heavy with desire and torment. But how can I do something that runs the risk of hurting you or making you a greater target to this ex-person? Of risking your expulsion from the school, jeopardizing your entire future. You deserve far, far better than any of those things. I cannot let my selfish desire be what causes them. Okay, so he's obviously angry at the world for trying to keep you two apart. But right now, with this growl in his voice, it's just super, super hot. You loop your arms around his neck, lifting your face boldly. What if you let me be the one who makes all the mistakes, so you don't have to blame yourself if things go wrong? Then I'll just have to be the one who stops you from making any mistakes. And yet, as he says it, he swipes his thumb against your lips again, making you tingle all over. You close your teeth around the pad of his thumb and nip hard, sucks in a breath through his teeth, pupils dilating. Blair. You soothe the bite with a quick swipe of your tongue, then, when he's off guard, bite the tip of his finger for good measure. Keeping your eyes fixed on his, you let his finger go slowly, looking up at him through your eyelashes in a way that you know drives him crazy. Oops, you'll have to try harder to stop me from making mistakes, Ian. You make mistakes seem like the greatest rewards. He's cut off by the sound of the vacuuming droning past again. Damn you, reality check! It seems that's our cue to finish things here. He brushes his hand against your cheek, then backs away and starts gathering the rest of your things, clearly familiar with where they all live. He hands you a neat stack of fingers colliding generously with yours. Let me walk you to the door. He does, his hand very low on the small of your back. There, he leans in close and murmurs in your ear. Good night, Blair. Ian, dream of me tonight. I'll certainly be thinking of you before and after I fall asleep. He looks at you long and hard, and if there wasn't a chance a janitor might overhear you, he'd probably throw you over his desk and have his way with you. You've made certain that I will too. You open the door to leave, and the way he watches you go makes you certain this won't be your last time together. You return to your dorm, caught up in the plans for your next little soiree in an office, but that's when you realize there's something on the kitchen counter. What's with the insignia? An envelope. Right for X's. Crap. My name's on it. Wondering if Belivore has any more creepy cults you should be worried about? You break the wax seal. Inside is a piece of high-quality cardstock covered in an ominous yet tantalizing luxurious message that glitters in gold foil lettering. Tomorrow noon, the warehouse on 32nd. Oh, I'll be there, bitch. See? Look! She gained 100 votes! She is literally neck and neck with us right now. That's because every point you gain is probably points she gains. It's how hackers work. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Add down description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you'd like to support me and my content. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. By the way, if you guys are looking for Kena, the new game that just came out for PlayStation as well as PC, I've been streaming it yesterday. It is on the hardest difficulty, significantly difficult, as well as beautiful, and the story is halfway decent. So feel free to come check that out. I'll be streaming it later this evening live. Next up is the Royal Finale. Stay tuned for that. But without further ado, thank you all for watching. I've had to keep a kitty obviously occupied this entire time doing the video because it continued to crawl on me and want love from me. It was fun, really. Yeah, no, I kid, but moving on. Peace out.